foundation applied, I'm going to go ahead and do my eyebrows. On an everyday basis, I just do a light fill-in, a light touch-up, because I don't wear makeup every day. So if I do go somewhere and my eyebrows look completely ratchet, I'll just fill them in. But if they're done like they are now, I just got my eyebrows done last week, so they're still in pretty good shape. So normally I would just fix them up with a little bit of, what is this, Anastasia Brow Wiz Pencil, and I'll just fill them in very lightly. Now if I'm going to be going somewhere, I would fill my eyebrows in more with, there's a couple of options that I do. If I'm going somewhere really fancy, I'll do a really dark eyebrow because I want my eyebrows to show up when I take pictures. That way when the flash, you know, brightens my face, if somebody has a camera and the flash brightens my face, I don't want my eyebrows to completely disappear, so I'll do a darker eyebrow. If I'm just going somewhere where am I going to be in like the sunlight, or if people are just going to be seeing me, I'm not going to be taking any pictures or anything, I'll just do my regular eyebrow routine. But first I want to talk about basic eyebrow structure. Like if you have sparse brows, or if you have, you know, some damage done to your brows to where they're not growing back fully, or they're not fully there. I know a lot of people have those problems, so if you don't have a lot of eyebrow, then you first want to find a shape that you like the best on you, which is a trial and error situation, but the basis of everybody's eyebrow is basically the same. It depends on your face, but it's really easy to figure this out. Number one, you should always feel for where your brow bone is before you even start trying to construct a shape that you want. So to avoid the whole my eyebrows are too close together, I have a unibrow type thing going on, because I know some people like to fill their eyebrows in right here. Honey, no. Honey, no. Your eyebrows should not be stopping in the middle of your nose. That should never happen, okay? Because then it looks like you have a unibrow and it's gonna look weird. Your eyebrow has 3 lines that you're gonna go by. Your nose, the bridge of your nose is where your eyebrow should start. Your arch should line up with the pupil of your eye. So if you take a pin and you put it in the middle of your face and you tilt it diagonally across the pupil of your eye, that's about where your arch should be. It'll bring your face, kind of give you a facelift. You don't want your arch to be too far over here, because then it'll make you look like evil. And then if your arch is too far over here, you're gonna look like a fish. Your tail of your eyebrow should end with the slant of your eye. So when your eye slants upward, and you, like kind of where you would draw your cat eye, that's where your eyebrow needs to line up. So you can just take a pen or a pencil or anything that you could, you know, kind of map out where those lines should be. That's generally where everybody's eyebrows kind of fall on their face. Once you have that setup going on and you know where your eyebrow should be, that's when you start filling in. So on a normal day, I would just fill in very, very lightly. You want to use light strokes, very, very light strokes. And I would just fill in where I feel like I need to fill in, where I feel my eyebrow is not full enough. I'm going to lightly line it underneath. Now, you don't want your eyebrow to be too dark on the inside here, because then you're going to come up with this super thick line. You do want your eyebrows to be structured and defined so that they give your face a frame. If your eyebrows are too strong, like I said, you'll look evil and people will think you're a villain or something. And you don't want your eyebrows to be screaming, especially not right here. You don't want like a big block right here. So I'm just filling in with my pencil. Now some people like to use a wax or something to hold down their eyebrows. My eyebrow hairs grow pretty straight and they don't like to fly all over the place. Once they've been filled in, they stay put. After I do that, I like to brush my eyebrow hairs up so that I make sure I got the product evenly throughout my brow. My hair is actually pretty black. I still have black dye in my hair from when I dyed it black a long time ago, so I like to add a little more color. I like to use a angled brush like this. This one is by BH Cosmetics. I got it in a set of brushes. The set was $10. Boom. Cheap brushes if you need some. I normally would not suggest using black, but if you find that your eyebrow colors are never dark enough for you, you can use black. just make sure you use it very, very, very lightly. I use Blacktrack Fluidline. You can use any Fluidline if you want. I didn't press hard, I just tapped it on the side here, and I only outline underneath where my arch is. So from here you can do one of two things. You can use a brow gel, like you can throw it too if you want to throw it. You can throw Makeup Forever Aqua Brow, but I've heard that Anastasia has a new brow gel, that dip brow or whatever it's called, that everybody's been using lately. But I love this, so I'm sticking with this until I run out of it. Or you can use a brown eyeshadow of your choosing, whichever one you like the best. I'm going to use my brow gel on this eye, and I'm going to use brown eyeshadow on this eye so you can see the difference. Literally a tiny dot of this goes a long way. I'm going to brush that through my eyebrow. And the reason, like I said, I don't have to use the brow wax or anything to hold my eyebrows down, and that's because this stuff holds my eyebrows pretty good. And it's waterproof, so it ain't going nowhere. I wore this to the beach, y'all, and it didn't go nowhere, okay? So now I'm going to use a brown eyeshadow. This is the Lorac Pro Palette. I'm going to use the closest one to black. Same angle brush as before. And extend it. And then once I'm sure that I've gotten most of the product off my brush, I'll work slowly inward and kind of fade out the front part here. So that this is the one with the shadow and this is the one with the aqua brow. So not much of a difference, but as you can see, they both do a pretty good job of darkening my eyebrows. So I take a brush like this. This is a concealer brush, and I take a concealer that is about 1 to 2 shades lighter than my foundation color. Use the Graftobian concealer palette. This concealer palette is $14. You can get it from Camera Ready Cosmetics, and I believe you can get it on Amazon. And I take this color in the middle here, and I'm going to very carefully outline my eyebrow. So underneath here, I'm going to start in my arch. You want to be careful to make a very straight line, as straight as you can get it. Then you're going to do the top. Now, what I would suggest is to not use the same color, use a different color if you have a different color. If you don't have a different color concealer, then I would suggest using your foundation, just so that you don't have a super highlighted part up here. You don't want to have too much going on the top, because if it's lighter on the top, it's going to let you have halos around your eyebrows, and that ain't pretty, especially if it flashes back on camera when you're taking pictures. So I'm going to take the last color here, which is pretty close to my foundation color. Actually, it's almost identical to my foundation color. Outline. The top of my brow. And this takes practice, guys. And then you're pretty much done with your eyebrows, and you can move on to the rest of your face. I hope that was helpful to you guys. If you would like to see me finish the rest of my face, you can click this link here, and you can watch that video on how I do my full face routine.